Hello, this is a somewhat impromptu reading vlog. I did a live reading sprint earlier on my channel with my sister, and Chris asked me to do a reading vlog for the book that I started during that sprint, which was Law by Alexandra Bracken. Now, since the live, I haven't read any of the book because I had dinner, and then I needed to edit my video for tomorrow, and so I've only just finished doing all of that. But during the sprints I made it to page 38, so not especially far. If you watch that live back, we spent most of the time talking, but I'm liking it already. It's off to a pretty quick start. There was kind of a poem right at the beginning, followed by a sort of prologue, and then the proper start of the book. But once we got to the proper start of the book, which was only like 5 pages in, it started to move straight away, which is great because I feel like I do need a nice, quick, fun YA fantasy. I'm hoping that's what this is going to be. So I am also listening to the audiobook. The shadows on my face from my fringe are interesting, and so I'm going to go ahead and read some of this now. It's quite late now, I think it's like 9:30. Anyway, it's Saturday, so I can kind of do this as like a semi 24-hour type reading vlog because the audio at my speed is only about 7.5 hours. So my plan is to read this weekend, and I'm excited. And I love the tassel on this bookmark. Let's do it. Good morning. It is now Sunday. I did read a little bit more of Law last night, not as much as I wanted though. I only got to page 78. I just started feeling really tired, so I went to bed, and I'm hoping to make much more progress with this today. In fact, I actually hope to finish this today. We are doing some live reading sprints again later, which I might have mentioned already, so I'll get some good reading done during that as well, but I'm hoping to get the majority of it done during the day today. But I do also need to go to the supermarket and to the vet today because the boys need their worming treatment, and I need to go and purchase that. And I won't be listening to the audiobook of this while I'm doing that because I have a non-fiction audiobook on the go at the moment, which is Biased by Dr. Jennifer Eberhardt, and I don't have very long left on my library loan for that one, so I'll listen to that while I'm out. I haven't really read enough to give you more of an update, other than to say there are lots of names that I am having to wrap my mind around, but otherwise nothing really to update you on, so I will check in later when I've done a bit more reading. Right, so I've read around 50 pages and I'm now just going to be heading out. This book is really, really fast paced though. That is what I'm noticing as kind of like the main thing so far, is that it's just going from one major plot point straight into another major plot point. There's no kind of filler stuff, which does mean that we're not necessarily getting quite as much character development as I would usually prefer, but I am enjoying the fact that the plot is moving quickly. Like I mentioned, that's kind of what I needed for this particular read, and we're still getting some character development, so that is enjoyable. But for now, I'm going to pop out, listen to my other audiobook for a bit, and when I come back, I will continue with Law and see what other developments are going to occur, because there were kind of 3 major things that just happened in the last 50 pages. So that's just some kind of idea of just how fast paced it is, which is very. Wow, I look so tired. Gosh. Yes, please ignore my panda eyes. It is actually now Monday night at around 11 p.m. and I still haven't finished this book. I only have about 40 pages left though, and it's stayed super fast paced all the way through, which I've actually quite enjoyed. It's made it very kind of readable. I do kind of wish that we had a few moments of downtime here and there just to kind of chill it out a little bit, but I am enjoying the plot. It's definitely a plot-driven book rather than a character-driven book though. That's not to say that there's no character development at all. There is, and we do still spend time learning about the characters and getting to know them, but it's all told from Law's perspective, and it's plot driven rather than character driven, which isn't my preference, but I'm still enjoying it. So like I said, I have 40 pages left, which I am going to finish just now, and given the time I will probably properly update you tomorrow. Okay, so it's actually now Wednesday, but I did finish Law on Monday night at just before midnight. And then I just didn't get a chance to film this update yesterday. So everything I've already said about Law is completely right, and it is very fast paced, it is very plot driven as opposed to character driven. There isn't a huge amount of character development going on in this one. It's not really the point. It is definitely YA in terms of writing style, but I'd say it's probably at the older end of YA because there is some gore, nothing major. It's not like body horror or anything like that, but it is kind of a fight to the death type style of competition, so there is a little bit of gore in places. I personally would have preferred slightly more character development than we got, but that's just my preference as a character driven reader. I think if you do like strong plot and you are a plot driven reader, then this is absolutely perfect for you. It's very plot focused, it's very fast paced. If you're looking for a fast paced adventurous read, then this 100% is for you. It's absolutely that. I feel like the writing style, as I mentioned, it was very clearly YA, but I'd say despite the themes being on the older end of YA, I'd say that the writing is probably on the younger side of YA, so there's a little bit of disparity there. I feel like in places the author was kind of telling us rather than showing us things, and we had to just kind of accept that, which isn't my preference personally, and that was especially the case with the end of this book. So it's a standalone, which means that everything that goes on in the book is wrapped up by the end of the book, which is nice, but some of the more interesting for me elements of the story ended up being wrapped up very, very quickly within like the last 10 to 15 pages. Now the whole thing was very fast paced, so I don't necessarily fault it for dealing with those things quickly, but again it was a case of told not shown, and also because those were the elements that I found slightly more interesting, I was a little disappointed that those resolutions happened so quickly and with so little time dedicated to them, where time had been dedicated to kind of the final big battle scene, which I enjoyed, but that's never really my like main draw for a book anyway, unless of course you're Brandon Sanderson, in which case I like his battle scenes, but I'm biased in that way. So I did enjoy this, but it wasn't necessarily everything I wanted. I feel like it could have done with being just a little bit longer and using that additional length to kind of slow things down, give us a bit of downtime here and there, make that conclusion of those elements that I've spoken about a bit more shown rather than told, and adding in some character development would have made it more in line with my own preferences. But like I said, I don't think that this is aimed at character-driven readers. This is aimed at plot-driven readers. So if that is you, then I definitely recommend this one because it 100% lives up to that. Sorry for the change in angle, I had to just step away for a minute. So yeah, that is my vlog of reading Law. I don't really have anything else to say. Let me know if you have read this one, if you haven't read this one. Is it on your TBR? Has it stayed on your TBR? Has it been added to your TBR because of this video? Let me know, I'm interested. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks, bye.